And good evening, all you lovely people, and welcome once again to the official Topic Talk. Please subscribe, like, share, ring the bell, and you'll receive a notification and I'll get a view. Tonight we've got a special guest on. William, thank you ever so much for coming on, sir, and let me have a little bit of your time.
Yeah, no problem, mate. Thanks for having me on. And as I said to you backstage, Joe's thanked you personally for having me on. There's a bad echo on this, isn't there?
I think it's gone now.
Is it gone?
Yeah, it's gone now.
Yeah, so Joe Joe earlier on, he told me to tell you thank you very much, mate, and he does appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, it's a privilege for me to be able to have you on
Yeah, thank you.
to talk about our young Joe Joyce and the miscarriage of justice, I believe. Is there anything you could tell me about this? Because I think it's ludicrous, to be honest with you, William.
I'm only 29 years of age. I've never seen nothing like it in my life. I don't know what to say. He got convicted by a jury after 2 hours of a 3-week trial. Trial went very well. Very fair judge as well, it has to be added. Very, very fair judge. And he got 10 years the other day. An appeal has gone through. Very, very confident of getting the appeal. But it shouldn't come to this. We said to a few people, maybe a manslaughter would be the worst. And it shouldn't even be manslaughter. Joe, to be honest with you, if Joe wasn't a traveller, if Joe wasn't a fighting man, Joe would be classed as a hero to the people defending his home. Because in England, as you know, you see people that do this, and they're put on the paper as heroes. You see the headlines, Steve.
Yep.
At the end of the day, them three fellas, and God rest that poor boy that died. There's no winners. You know what I mean? He died, but they took it upon themselves to come around. Go into a different estate. Run around the block with weapons, and they try to kill Joe. You know what I mean? They had three of them, and what did Joe have? Joe had his wife and his 2 kids, his pregnant wife, who lost a baby out of all the stress. They lost a child. Joe was defending himself. And I always thought the letter of the law: if you hit someone below the waist, it's a non-lethal blow, I believe. I don't think you're intending to kill someone. We always thought it was a 2-inch cut. That wasn't true. It was a 2-centimeter cut. That is the cut he got the man on the leg, so barely skimmed him, And unfortunately, the boy died. And I hope the boy's in heaven, and I hope he's happy. But at the end of the day, you live by the gun, you die by the gun. You go to someone's house with weapons, they're entitled to defend themselves. The comments on YouTube, I've never seen nothing like it, Steve. I reckon it's 98, 99% positive for Joe. Have you seen some of them?
I've seen quite a few. I mean, the support, I believe, is astronomically high for him because, as they're thinking the same way that I am and the same way that you are and the rest of your family is, it shouldn't have even been manslaughter because it was a non-lethal blow.
Yeah.
He never intended to murder anybody. He didn't even want any trouble, but my opinion, the 3 lads come to him, that was the intention. They had intention, not your Joe.
Joe's he's one of my best old friends. There's a bad echo in this, mate, again, isn't it?
It's a little slight echo on your side, but it's
right. I'm gonna jump off.
Much interference.
I'm gonna jump off the screen quick, and I'll rejoin it. Add me back, yeah.
Okie doke. Well, there we have it, guys. I mean, it's a total miscarriage of justice, and to be honest with you, my opinion, is it went against Joe because he was from the travelling community, and he's got a past of bare knuckle fighting. The 3 lads came with intent to harm Joe. Joe gave a non-lethal blow,
Can you hear me now, mate?
Yeah, that's 10 times better. That is, buddy.
Yeah, maybe I should be wearing headphones or something. I don't know what the echo is. I'm not gonna lie to you, but everything seems to be all right here, mate. I do apologise. Yeah. What were you saying there, mate?
No, I was just reiterating basically what you were saying there. That I feel that it was a big injustice because he's from the travelling community, and it was a non-lethal blow, mate.
Yeah, 100%. I do apologise. I've got a bit of a cough. I do apologise, mate. Right, so we're going to go to Joe's other charges that he was found guilty of, right? Take away the murder, forget about that for a second. He was found guilty of GBH with intent, which is just under attempted murder. He was found guilty of affray. He was found guilty of carrying an offensive weapon. And, there was one other charge. I don't know what it is. I think it was having the ammonia, which is only like shampoo and water and all that. You know what I mean? It's not something that can permanently blind you. Them 4 charges carry 10 year alone, right?
Wow.
That judge knew. Obviously, he got guidelines to follow. That judge knew it was a load of bullshit, which is why he gave Joe the life sentence to do 10 years, which is a ridiculous sentence anyway. But he knew that was as fair as he could go, And I honestly believe when it goes in front of an appeal, in front of 3 judges, I believe from the bottom of my heart, when that prosecution gets up to speak, he's going to make a crap case and they're going to rip him to shreds. This is not right. This is an injustice. And we will never stop as a family. From Oxford here, we're going over to Ireland soon to have an interview with a top journalist. This will never, ever stop. Till we get justice, his family in Moulton Island, all his nephews, his brother Davey, his nieces, nephews, cousins, the whole lot of us as a group, we'll keep promoting it. And everyone leaving comments, all I want to state is the right people in high places is looking at it. Keep leaving the comments, keep liking, because trust me, they're watching. They are watching everything. And the support is crazy. And when Joe gets out, he will thank each and every one of you. But he really is appreciative of it all. I'll send him in the updates and comments and all that. It's mad. It's mad. I just hope to God it continues. Oh, it will, because people know this is absolute a miscarriage of justice. And it doesn't put a lot of faith into the British justice system, I know it's Northern Ireland, but it comes under the British banner, the British flag. And you, as a British citizen, Steve, do you have faith in the justice system after seeing something like that?
To be honest with you, I haven't had faith in the system for 10 years plus. I believe a different judge, a different jury, and it will be a different outcome, because they were biased against Joe because he's from the travelling community, and also he comes from a bare knuckle boxing background, which should never come into it. It's
Right, okay.
only on that offence on its own.
We see all that there, the bare knuckle box. Yes, Joe done it all his life, but that was the sole trouble. That bare knuckle stuff was to stop his family from fighting, his cousins, his nephews, his brothers. That was to solve everything. That's why Joe went out and done what he done. And Joe is more or less friends with the fellas he fought now. He's friends with them. There's no hatred there. It's madness. It's sad, to be fair. It's very, very sad. I don't know.
Do you think it's anything to do with the judge? Because obviously it was his first trial, I believe, ever.
No. I think the jury. My blame was on the jury. The judge. There was a few things that he could have done different, but no. And I'm going to be honest with you. I have full blame on the jury. One of them was going on holiday or something, so he rushed through his decision. When this is over, we will release something, and everything will be coming out. But just right now, you know what I mean? But the court, the whole lot, went good for Joe, and the judge was fair. There was a few mistakes that he'd done, but okay, it was his first murder trial. But that jury should be ashamed of themselves. They should be out and out ashamed of themselves. How they can convict a man, right? Convict a man after seeing the footage, and there was more footage, than what that little clip that's on YouTube of the boy and girl filming out the window.
I haven't seen any videos, mate. To be honest,
it's there on YouTube, and it's there to be seen. Right, I'll send you it anyway. There's 3 different sets of cameras, right? The prosecution, their star witness got up, right? Now, bear in mind, she was for the prosecution, and she said that that the McDonoughs were hitting Joe with the weapon. They were throwing, making goals for Joe the same way he had knocked down a brick wall with a sledgehammer. And that was coming from the prosecution witness. You know?
Yeah. Now
if you have a sledgehammer, trying to break down a wall, well, you're going at it, ain't you? You know what I mean? So it's shame on them, shame on the jury, shame on the CPS over there in Northern Ireland. It's absolutely terrible what they've done.
See, I believe if they had, say, a couple of traveller people on the jury, I think this would have been a completely different outcome. I did say that to Ronan, a different day, different judge, different jury, and it probably wouldn't have even got as high as manslaughter, to be fair with you, because it was a non-lethal blow. He had no intent whatsoever to harm or murder anybody. The other family, the 3 of them, the 3 of them had weapons. So straight away, it was a 3 against 1 attack. Now, the way that I see it is you've got an attack and a defending side. You can't have 2 attacking sides. You can't have 2 defending sides. The attacking side was the 3 that came to him. The defending side was Joe on his own. Now,
very good point. Very good point you made there. Yeah.
See, 3 against 1. People say, all right, but 3 against 1 with 3 individual weapons. No, I'm sorry. This is corruption at its highest level, because to me, at the least, it would be self-defense. At the most, I'd probably say just below manslaughter, maybe on the afraid sort of side at the most, to be honest with you. And I feel disgusted that the system has failed yet again.
It is disgusting. That's the only word for it, Steve. You said it good there. There can't be 2 attacking sides, and there can't be 2 defensive sides. Very good point, guys. I'll use that in future. Joe was defending himself. They came there to kill him, and that was it. I just can't see the people on YouTube, right, that's commenting. If you go to the newspaper articles, the Facebook art, everything that to do with this case, and I'm telling you, when I say 98, 99%, for every 100 comments, 98, 99 of them is for Joe, right?
Yeah.
How then, as 12 jury members, it just don't, the law of averages don't make sense. It don't make sense. And this is why we'll keep raising the awareness, and we'll keep doing it until we get justice. He will get his appeal. As if it's the last thing we don't do on earth, he will get his appeal. Because
I'm very shocked, because I was hoping that maybe a celebrity person from like the travelling side.
Yeah, Paddy Doherty put his name to it. He came back to the protest with us. Look, a lot of people don't want to get involved and that's their business. You don't want to get involved in the traveller thing. You can't. It is what it is. But there's enough choices and there's enough people like yourself and Ronan and the Inquirer. Fighting Talk UK is always putting up videos. There's plenty of YouTube channels spreading. Spreading good love and positive news for everyone. Telling the truth, I don't know where this will end up. I know where it'll end up. Joe getting a full acquittal, but I just don't know. I think the president, the setting, it's going to go down, and it'll be a divide between the travelling community and the settled judges, jury. There's going to be that divide there and hatred there, even between the police and the travellers, of what this has done. Surely to God, when them police and that is going home at night, they have to obviously speak about the cases and that. this is not no murder trial. This is not murder. It's if someone said, right, Joe, we're charging with a low form of manslaughter, 4 or 5 years, you'd say, fucking hell, that was harsh. But you know what? It is what it is. But to give him a life sentence to do 10, that's not fair, man. It's not
No,
proper. It's not just. It's not fair.
it's not right at all. And I mean, the support that yourself and your family's got, and what Joe's got, um, I would like to see it be 100% and not 99% on comments for support, because this is a total miscarriage of justice. I could say to you that, say for argument's sake, now I'll put a scenario forward. I could understand it, but if Joe, for argument's sake, had gone for the neck, for the chest,
Yes,
then
yes,
I can understand the charge being so high up for murder. Because you've got the jugular vein, you got the heart, but it wasn't. It was a low blow, which is actually taught by the forces and also the police force to give non-lethal blows, and that's exactly what Joe done. If he had
yeah.
intent to do anything more, he would have gone for the neck, the face, the chest, the heart, and he didn't, because he weren't intending on doing anything more than defend himself and his family
I
against
think
three individuals with weapons.
the blow he hit, the blow Joe hit him with, was more of a deterrent. A 2 centimeter cut. That's not. Don't mean going for someone's leg. And as I say again, the boy is dead, and I feel so sorry for the family. I really, really do feel so sorry for the family. But it ain't right. Joe's been took away from his family as well, and it ain't right. Big Joe, a legend. He's getting old now. He's 72 years of age. Do you know what I mean? It's terrible. It's terrible what's happened to Joe. Joe's, as I said, one of my best friends. I speak to him on the phone all the time, and he is a legend in the traveller community
Yeah.
because he's a nice man. When people see this on YouTube and that, he's a down to earth fella. He's not no murderer. He ain't a murderer. Yes, he ended the man's life in self defense. He ain't a murderer. It's as simple as that. Uh,
To
and
me, if them three had chose to stay at home, right, and not go to Joe's, with intent to harm him, then this would never have happened. So they have to take blame, because Joe was merely defending himself against three people with weapons. What would you do? What would I do? Probably exactly the same, you
well,
know.
one of them got convicted the other day at trial for I think attempted grievous bodily harm or some charge like that. The other one took a plea bargain, so they are as much to blame. They are as much to blame. Uh, what do you think comes out with this yourself, Steve? You followed it from day one. So we're talking. It's the 30th of October. 12 months from now, where do you reckon we'll be?
To be honest with you, I'm hoping that it will go to appeal and the necessary details are covered and taken care of, and I'm hoping beyond hope, to be fair with you, that the outcome of this is going to be something a little bit less down than even manslaughter, to be fair with you, because they've got to see that it was a non-lethal blow. Joe had no intention whatsoever. Joe didn't even want to go out of his front door. Joe didn't even want to defend himself. But there was three people that came there with intent, whichever intent you want to take that as, they intended to do Joe harm. Now, as a human, Joe's defended himself and his family, from a vicious attack, and he gave a non-lethal blow. It was basically an accident, you could say, because Joe had no intentions of hurting anybody that night,
No, of course he didn't. No.
and I'm hoping and praying, right, that God upstairs can put right a wrong here, because there's been an injustice done,
Yep, well said. A
and
major injustice.
everybody's lost. Nobody's won here.
No.
There's a young man's life that's been taken, and God bless his soul there, and to his family too. But just think about Joe's family in all this as well.
Yeah.
He's got a wife, he's got kids, He's got his cousins. He's got his brothers. His dad. They're all losing because Joe's not there.
Yeah, 100%.
Why? Because there's been an injustice done, within the system, and God upstairs, he can see what's happening, and he's going to strike down the blessing, and he's going to put this wrong right. That's what I believe, William.
Yeah. This is my prediction. By next summer, Joe will be on bail. It's going to be a drawn out appeal. I reckon we'll get it by maybe next Christmas, maybe just after that. It'll take a while, but Joe will get out on bail. He'll be granted the first bit of it. There's no way they can't. There's so many grounds of appeal. And I'll speak to you off camera about a few. I don't be careful what I say. There's that many grounds of appeal. It's absolutely mad. It's madness. They cannot not give it because we're not looking for any favors. That's another thing, right? We're not looking for any favors for Joe. We don't want no favors. We don't want anyone to like him. We just want people to see this down the middle for what it is, and then you'll make your choice, right? Don't look at him as the fighting man. Don't look at him as any of this. All that bullshit. Look at him as a man defending his home, and then is he a murderer or is he not? And I guarantee you, you take off the fucking sunglasses, you take off the fucking, the blinkers, look at it properly, and you'll see the man was defending his home.
I mean, the only thing I can alliterate on top of that is there's a law in this country. Now, if I was going to go up in front of the judge for shoplifting, now, they should not look at my past record, right? They shouldn't look at my life. All they need to know is the facts surrounding that shoplifting case. Not take anything else into consideration, just solely on that incident of me pinching out of the shop. Now, that's what they should have done in Joe's case. Take out what kind of family he's from, take out what kind of background he's from, take out anything that's not to do with just solely that incident that night. And like I say, God's going to strike down a prayer and the wrong is going to be put right. Trust me, I've got every single faith that, Joe's going to get found, if not innocent, he'll have the lower part, maybe something silly like a fray from this. But it just certainly 4,000,000%, it ain't murder. Ain't murder. No chance. No chance.
No,
mate.
definitely not
No
murder.
chance.
I hope you're right. I believe you are right what you're saying. It's an injustice, and as I said, Steve, we'll keep fighting it. We'll keep fighting it till the end. And people like yourself keep spreading the good word, and you get good views on your channel, very good views. And we thank you, mate. We really do thank you.
I mean, to be honest with you, William, for me, it's not about views. It's not about clicks. I don't
know,
care.
but it spreads awareness.
Yeah, I mean, if I get 10 views, I know that there's 10 people sat there. They're going to listen to it. If I've got 50 views and 40 people don't care and 10 do, so it's like I said to Ronan, I'm not here for the clicks. I'm here to get a message out, whether it's about grooming gangs in my hometown, Telford, women.
You cover all that, do you?
Yeah, I do, mate. Women that have been in abusive relationships, women that have been raped. That's what my channel was kind of built on within my hometown. And to me, it's not about how many views I get. I'm not one of them other YouTubers. I mean, to get that message out there to the people, and then they can decide. And in this instance, that 98% you say, it's going to go to 100% within a couple of months, because people are going to just sit down and think, hold on a minute, this guy William Joyce is right. It shouldn't be murder because it was a non-lethal blow. They came with the intent. Joe was just defending, and it was an accidental blow.
Yeah.
And the sooner that the jury and the judge sits and looks at his heart after God's chucked down a prayer at him, You know, he's gonna put right the wrong here. Trust me, I've got every faith in that.
I hope so. I hope so. But Steve, I'll jump on again with you, mate, and speak
Yep.
about Joe. Whenever you want to speak about it, I'll gladly come on. I'll have to
William,
get some earphones or headphones to get rid of that echo. That's really bad. It's gone bad again. But look, I want to thank you, mate. Anything else you want to cover before we go?
No, it's just that, William, and you know, from the bottom of my heart, I thank your family, you know, for allowing me to have the pleasure to speak to you today,
No,
as
no,
as
no.
regards this sensitive matter.
We,
I'm going to
we,
keep
uh,
fighting.
we
I'm
thank
going to
you,
keep
mate.
pushing. I'm going to stay behind you guys until, you know, this justice is put right.
Well, you haven't got to thank us, mate. We thank you for covering the case, and thank you very much. If you're ever down in Oxford, you're more than welcome to call in for a chat, a cup of tea. You're more than welcome, mate. And yeah, when Joe's out, we'll throw a good party for him, please God.
Yeah, definitely. God's going to have part to do with this. I'll tell you. Um, William, you've got my number. If you ever need to have a little chat or something, then you know you
All
can
I'll do
always
with
get
you,
hold of me.
I'll get my father on your channel in a couple of days if you want.
Oh, wicked, brilliant.
He had a good one with Ronan before he did. So,
Brilliant.
were you on that? Were you on that night with him?
Say that again, buddy.
When my dad come on the channel, Ronan, was you on it the same night?
Was that Timmy?
Yeah, that's my father. Yeah.
Yeah. I've done one with Ronan and your dad actually. Yeah, bloody hell.
Yeah,
He's a very, very good gentleman, just like yourself.
yeah. If you need him to come on your channel, mate, just let me know and give me a day or two's notice, and I'm sure we can get it done for you.
No problem. And likewise, you know, my hands extended out to you, my hands, my heart. You've got my number, buddy, and I will talk to you behind the scenes.
100%. Yeah, I appreciate that, mate. And everybody, subscribe to the official Topic Talk channel. Very good channel, and exposing the grooming gangs in Telford, which is fantastic. Didn't know you were doing that. I'll certainly have a watch. The fucking pigs. And yeah, thank you very much, Steve, for having me on, mate. And people, make sure to subscribe to him, like his channel. He's doing very, very good things, and he's a good man. Thank you for covering Joe's case, and Joe thanked you personally as well earlier.
No problem. And all my subscribers, please go ahead and subscribe to Joyce Talks box in the links in the description box below, guys. Go and give him a sub. Excellent channel, great content on there. William, cheers, buddy, for coming on. It's been an absolute bloody privilege and pleasure.
No problem, mate. Send me the link to this, and I'll get it sent out on WhatsApp, mate. Right?
Yep, I will do, buddy.
Steve, have a good night, mate. Cheers.
And you too, sir.
Cheers, mate.
Bye-bye. There we go, guys. I mean, a major injustice, you know, has been served there in the case of, you know, young Joe. You know, that night you know, he didn't want no trouble. You know, it was the case that three guys went round to cause him damage. They went round with the intention to cause young Joe Joyce harm, and Joe Joyce just reacted like how I would, you would, he would, Tom would, Dick would. And it's just unfortunate. You know, young Joe Joyce, he gave a non-lethal blow, which was to the back of the leg, I do believe. You know, and the young man, God bless his soul, God bless his heart, lost his life that night. But is it murder? No. At probably, you know, the most, probably manslaughter, or just below something, you know, a little bit less than manslaughter. But I know for sure, and God knows upstairs for sure, you know, it definitely was not murder. I mean, there's a lot of factors, you know, in this case, you know, which to me the jury should never have convicted him on murder. as you've heard from like Joe and myself tonight. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. And thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, guys. And until the next one, take care, everyone.